And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Kassarian. Today we are looking at the M60A3 main battle tank Tier 5. Alright, so without too much ado, here we go. The M60A3 is a derivative of the M60 and of the Starship. So let's take a quick look. That's the Starship. I think we've all seen this thing at least once. Yeah, let's not talk about that. And they come from this vehicle. That's the M60. M60A3. The most obvious outward change is they slapped a crap load of ERA on the turret, bits of the hull, and the frontal armor. This ERA makes this tank relatively hard to kill with heat rounds as long as they strike the ERA. If you notice, there's no ERA here, there's no ERA on the back or on the engine deck, but the front turret and the front hull presents a pretty hard spot to hit if you don't want to hit ERA. Alright? Alright. So, let's talk about the history. Development started in 1978 on an upgraded version of the M60. It included a new laser rangefinder, targeting computer, and a turret stabilizer. On the Israeli variant, the turret commander's cupola, this thing, was removed on the IDF version, as the cupola increases the silhouette of the tank significantly, and IDF armor doctrine at that point involved the commander always fighting with his hatch open, so he could see and hear out of the tank. US doctrine does not. The M60A3 was later equipped with ERA, as you can see here, as well as better ammunition loads, and significantly increased its service life. That service life in US service actually lasted until 2005, when it was phased out of service completely by the Army and the Marine Corps, and was completely replaced by the M1 Abrams and its derivatives. However, the M60A3 remains in service around the world to this day, with Raytheon in 2016 proposing a service life extension program, or SLEP, that would increase the engine to 950 horsepower, replace the hydraulic turret controls with electric ones, which are faster, quieter, more reliable, and more battle resistant, and add the L-44 120mm gun, which was the same gun that was mounted on the M1 Abrams. It would also add side skirts to cover this part of the hull you can see down here, and improved ERA. Also, I assume it would add more ERA as well as ERA on the skirts. Maybe it would also fix this engine deck issue we've been having since the M60A1. This would extend the service life of the M60A3 into another decade and make Raytheon a boatload of money. Okay, so, combat history. Vietnam only saw the M60-based armored vehicle launching bridge, which, if you took this turret, yanked it off, and put a bridge on the top that could extend forward to bridge things, that was what they did. And the M728 combat engineering vehicle, which was a version of this tank with a giant-ass howitzer on the front. Not really a howitzer, it's more of a projector, really. Fires a big-ass high-explosive shell. Only those two were deployed to Vietnam. The U.S. military decided the jungle fighting was really unsuited to main battle tanks, which it is, and they didn't want to get this thing messed up in a situation where, well, yeah, you don't want to take RPGs and that sort of stuff from the side. So, the next major deployment was actually in Desert Storm, where this tank was still being used by the Marine Corps. Believe it or not, the M1 Abrams was not the only American tank out there. Yep, the M60 was out there too. Everyone knows the M1 because that was its first main combat deployment, but the M60A1, actually, not even the A3, the A1 was out there. 200 of them from the U.S. Marine 2nd Battalion assaulted north from Saudi Arabia into Kuwait. Once in Kuwait City, at the international airport, they encountered a force of Type 54, 69, and 72 main battle tanks. They proceeded to then kick the crap out of them, destroying about 100 Iraqi tanks at the cost of one M60A1. That isn't even the A3 variant, that's the A1 variant. Of course, here's the thing to remember. They say A3, A1. In military service, you tend to see a lot of different add-ons slapped onto tanks in different places at different times. So those may have been actually more similar to the A3s we're looking at in this game, with the ERA and the better rangefinder, etc. Because the difference between the A3 and the A1 is actually pretty minor. It's ERA and electronics mostly, and I think better engines and that sort of stuff. And those sorts of replacements can be done in the, it isn't usually as clear-cut as this is the A1, this is the A3. It's like, well, this thing's like an A1 and kind of a 3, a little bit, you know, that sort of stuff. So, take that with a grain of salt. The other thing to remember, too, is that tanks are never deployed alone in modern warfare. Never, ever, ever, ever deployed alone. They're supported. They have Bradleys. They have, well, nowadays, they have strikers. They have air support. They have artillery. They have infantry. And all of those other parts of the combined arms team also have ways of killing enemy tanks. Tow missiles. Other gun systems. The damn A-10 Warthog, also known as, "Hi, Mr. Tank, I'm going to eat you for lunch now," with my giant 30mm Gatling cannon. That's so powerful my plane actually slows down every time I shoot it. Yeah. So, take that with a grain of salt. We do know, however, the M60 was still a valid combat vehicle up through the modern era. Now, who is currently deploying it? Current people deploying it: Bosnia and Herzegovina, Bahrain, Brazil, Egypt, Greece, Iran, Jordan, Lebanon, Morocco, Oman, Saudi Arabia, Sudan, Portugal, the Republic of China, aka Taiwan, Spain, Thailand, Tunisia, Turkey, Yemen, who also has deployed it, Argentina for testing, Austria, Israel. Israel deployed it until 2014, where they liked it a lot. Italy, Norway, the U.S., of course, although the M728 combat engineering vehicle and the M60A VLB are still in service, being support vehicles, and, well, why replace them? And Ethiopia, though there are no usage figures in Ethiopia, so who knows how many of them they actually have. Okay, so, getting back to our point. This is the M60A3. Alright? It is very similar to the M60A1. If you deployed the A1, you're going to be pretty used to how the A3 works. You have ERA now. What this ERA means is that you basically, each of these plates, if it's hit by a missile or heat round or sabot round, is basically a one-hit chance for preventing that round from penetrating. Alright? What happens here is when the round strikes this, there's an explosive charge behind that detonates. It doesn't hurt the tank, but it projects this armor plate. Let's see if I can zoom in enough for you to see this. It projects the armor plate that's the top of the ERA out. Alright? So this plate comes flying out. If it's a sabot round, what it does is it changes the trajectory of the sabot round. The sabot will probably punch through that plate, but it alters its trajectory and possibly dents or damages the kinetic penetrator, making it less effective against the armor. Heat rounds, it is incredibly good against. When a heat round strikes this, the jet of molten copper strikes the explosive detonates, and it disperses that heat shell. Alright? This gives it great protection against heat shells, as long as said heat shells actually strike the ERA. You notice you aren't plastered in it. You don't have it everywhere. This ERA was a bolt-on. Alright? It was added much later. So it's not, the tank's turret isn't designed for the ERA. There are some gaps right above the smoke dispensers. Right here, the driver's area. This entire chunk here, because the vehicle doesn't have side skirts. The back. Alright? Now, let's look at weak spots. Anywhere the ERA doesn't cover, probably a good place to try and shoot. This lower plate is also a weak spot. This area right here, underneath the turret, that's a weak spot. This damn thing, alright, you can hit that. You have to hit it, I believe, I have to remember now, because I don't remember if it's here or here that's a weak spot. I think these two spots are weak. You don't want to strike in on the front of the machine gun, you want to strike in on the sides, I think. The biggest weak spot, and the one that makes all of these not really matter much, is this giant deck back here. See this? The engine? Well, okay. This raised bit is the engine. That's the engine right there. If you can hit this part, you're going to penetrate. I think they're like, the figure I heard from watching another YouTuber, Fiora, is that this is about 60 millimeters, I think, of armor on here. Or 30, something in that. Not a lot. So if you can strike this, you can probably damage him, and you can definitely damage him and probably set him on fire. So if you're an M60 driver, don't show this part of your tank. Remember, it sticks up. You can hit it like that. It's going to be hard, but you can get around in there. Don't present your sides at all. Don't side scrape. This is Modern Warfare, not World of Tanks. Do not side scrape. If you're fighting an enemy, this is what he should be seeing. This is your best angle. Alright? Don't show him this. Or this. And sure as hell don't show him that. I see this all the time in PvE. I'm mostly PvE player. I see guys rolling up on enemy battle tanks, NPC battle tanks, and doing this, rotating their turret, firing, and then getting murdered. Okay? Don't present this bad. Alright. So let's take a look at the statistics. Alright, this is with our APFSDS, and I'm going to compare it to tanks of the same tier. So let's take a look. I'm only going to compare its penetration, alright? Simply because I don't have many other tanks, or many other MBTs, so we're going to compare it to the T-72, the Chieftain, we'll pen all those without thinking about it, and let's also get a quick comparison going with the Leopard 1A5. Okay, so, Leopard 1A5. Turret 180. You're going to go through that. Now let's just make sure the Leopard 1A5 doesn't also have some sort of turret armor upgrade. He has an armor slot retrofit, but he does not get ERA. Anything else? So you will punch through with your APFSDS. You will punch straight through this guy. Alright? Even your heat round is going to go through his turret armor. Now, he has some pretty good slope, and that gun mandelet is actually much thicker. Is actually pretty damn thick. So you're not going to punch through that, but if you hit somewhere around it, you will. Hull armor. Yeah. Don't even think about. Yeah, you're just going straight through it. You're literally just going to go straight through his hull armor. Yep. Okay. In comparison, he can pet about 284 millimeters. So, that's with his basic round, right? That's with his starting round. So, is that going to punch you? Yeah, it's going to punch you. That's going to punch you. So, your sabos are going to punch right through each other. No questions asked. Side armor, yeah, of course. You're going to go straight through it. Hot knife through butter. Chieftain. Alright, Chieftain. Turret. You're actually probably going to struggle against his turret. This turret is pretty well sloped and pretty, it's pretty well sloped and curved and shaped and stuff. So you're actually going to have a hard time, I think, punching that with even probably with your APFSDS. However, his hull, you're going to go straight through his hull. You're never going to think about whether you go through his hull or not. You're going to go through his hull with your heat rounds. Alright? Just straight through that hull. T-72. Alright. You're going to have issues with this guy. I guarantee you're going to have issues with this guy. So, his actual armor there is going to be... His frontal armor with his modifier is actually going to be about 330. Which is a bit more than your APFSDS. You're going to have a hard time punching that. However, like most tanks, his lower glacis is a weak spot. So put around in there if you can. Or, better, get around his side. Alright, he's faster than you are. You have a bit better acceleration. But try and get around his side. Alright? His penetration is probably going to go through you, no matter what you do. However, his reload time is 9.52 seconds. So he's going to get a shot on you, and then you need to get on his side quickly. Alright, or better yet, get one of your buddies on his side quickly. Don't go brawling with him. Try and get him at range. Alright, and even better, try and get on his side at range. So those are the other MBTs you're going to be facing. In terms of what you have to watch out for, you are a main battle tank. By the way, your one resistance against that guy is going to, against the T-72, against the Euro. You have the ERA, use it. Alright, you have it, make good use of it. So let's get into, we spent a lot of time covering various and sundry things with this. Let's look at how I have her fitted right now. I have a thermal sleeve and hull reinforcement on her. Better HP, you're a main battle tank. And the thermal sleeve to decrease my cooldown, to increase my rate of fire. For PvE, I go rate of fire. You know, that's just how I go. PvP is probably different. I'm mostly PvE player. I like my rate of fire to be high. I found PvE, generally, you want to be putting out as much damage as you can. And with an MBT, even though you're designed to soak up the damage, you really, really want to be able to dish some out as well. So let's take a look at a game I had, which is my way of saying this is how you play an M60A3. I did not get a lot of kills in this game, but I did get Blue Star. All right, we're on Meltdown. There's a Bagel, an ERC-90, a Swingfire, poor Swingfire, and a T-64. Actually, the Swingfire does pretty well. He's actually pretty smart about what he does with this map and how he kind of goes about dealing with himself. At least I thought it was pretty smart. Alright, so here we are. I am starting low, so that means that basically I'm going up there. I'm going up onto the... Let me get my mouse out here. I am going to come down here and come up here. That's where I'm going. Now, I think in this map, I don't remember if we actually got the alternates. Yeah, you can see there, I guess I'm taking the cliffside pass. That's where I'm going. I'm closest there. There's no point in me going anywhere else. Match start.
The PLM is attempting to destroy the dam to create a nuclear meltdown.
And here we go.
Stop them at all costs.
So this ERC-90 goes racing off. He can go have his fun. I stop. I take a shot at this BMB-1. He blows up before I get the shot off. I switch to the Belgian Panzer. Actually, it's a Big Light. The Big Light Panzer. I've been listening to Fiora so much that I'm saying it the way she does. It's a Big Light Panzer. Sorry for anyone who actually speaks German. I probably messed that up really badly, but... Alright, so you saw the Swingfire just made a shot. I don't think he got the kill though. So here we go. I'm crawling up here. I am not fast. I am an MBT, and I'm not a Russian MBT. I am not fast. One thing that is nice about this tank that I forgot to mention is the gun depression. You're going to see me take advantage of that in a couple seconds, I think. So I'm going to come up here. The Swingfire takes the lead, and I am actually in my chair right now going, oh, you're going to die. You're going to die, buddy. You know what's around that corner. It's going to suck for you. Alright, so I decide to stop here. That Abbott, Swingfire can take it. I put a round into that M60A3. I'm like, nah. Can't quite get it. I bounce the shot. I take a shot because I'm angled wrong. I can't quite get it. I bounce it again. They get the kill. I think, you know what? There are two Big Light concepts down there. I'm just going to leave them to the ERCs. So now I come up here. Alright? And now I take the fire for the Swingfire who backs up. Now, this is my job. I'm just going to sit here now. I am bouncing and bouncing and bouncing. This Weasel is not going to have a fun time of this. I'm backing up a little bit. And someone gets that kill.
Well done.
I don't know who got it. I think the Swingfire got it, actually.
Black Company. The enemy has refocused
Either Swingfire got it, or that our Big Light Panzer got it. Alright, so now we're going to come crawling up here. Again, hi, I'm an M60. I'm not fast. But I have pretty good gun depression. About now, I also realize, hey, wait a second, there's a secondary objective over here I should probably shoot at. Do I? Or does the ERC take it? I think the ERC takes it. Alright, so now I come up here, I see a target immediately. The Big Light Panzer. I don't angle my armor great, but I'm not expecting him to start engaging me yet. Yep, there he goes. He starts shooting at me, tracks me, damages my tracks. I fire on the Stingray, and I start pursuing. Because those are the only two hostiles I have visuals on right now. However, yeah. I will happily take shots. Yep, and the ERC-90 gets him. That was kind of the story of my life in this map. Ow. That, I think, was Artie. Either Artie or that Stingray. Alright, so the ERC-90 gets the kill again. Mind you, I am also that guy. I get the kill on the other M60. I am also that guy when I'm in an ERC-90. There's a reason for it. And it's not really kill stealing. As long as they're alive, they can damage you. Doesn't matter if they have 2 HP left. They can still damage you. So it's in your best interest to take them out quickly. Emphasis on the quickly. Alright, so I get targets now. There's a big light pouncer up there. I see him. I know he's there. I missed the shot. I'm firing on the move, so whatever. Now I see that fragile M1 and I'm like, oh, this is gonna suck. I bounced the first shot, though. Though I think I'm down some of my ERA at this point. Yep, I am down some of my ERA. The BMT-P2 is shooting at me, but I'm content to actually ignore him. He can shoot at me all day if he wants. Now, I'm making a sin here, and I'm not turning my hull. There we go. Thank you, Kess. Turn your hull. That's a good thing. And someone else gets the kill on the M1. But I held the M1's attention for a while. That M1 and that BMD were both really concerned with me. They didn't want to shoot me. I swing wide a little bit, bring myself around the corner so I can line it. Put around into the Stingray. And the T-64 gets the kill. Story of my day. It's nice to get the kill, but it actually isn't that important. And you'll see that when I end this mission, actually. So at some point I start pinging the map saying, hey guys, we have a secondary up north of us. Now, I don't know what I'm thinking. Oh, right, I want this expeditionary tank. I stop, I fire, I get the kill. Taking it from the swing fire. Sorry. Ow. Was that a swing fire? The swing fire's back here. How did the shot come from over? Are you doing weird things against swing fire? Alright, so now I'm motoring down here. You can see I just pinged the map saying, guys, we have secondaries to go take care of. Can someone actually go and get those, please? That would be really nice. I really want the Glide Panzer to go get them. But I don't know what he'll actually go and do. Alright, so a hostile Sheridan spawns, and I'm like, do I want to deal with this? Or am I going to let the Glide Panzer deal with this? At first I'm like, okay, I'll back up. Can I take a shot on him? No, he's on the other side of the damn hill. As you can see me making up my mind, no, it's fine. Well, I'm going to go actually deal with the hostiles, who are now almost immediately going to spawn to the south. The swing fire is already down there, and good for him. Seriously, good for the swing fire. If he can kill that, if he can handle it... Okay, so now he's swung around, he's going for that secondary thing. That's, again, fine. If you guys want to go for secondaries, that's fine. It's going to take me way too long to actually go and get those things. I don't think we actually end up getting the last secondary on this mission. So he's now found a BMD1 and a BMP2. And that's about a BMP more than he can handle. So I come up here. I realize I don't have a shot yet, so I'm going to keep motoring forward. I kill one. The swing fire's like, guys, can I get a little help over here, please? Please. But now I'm taking the BMD2's fire, and he is bouncing. Like, he is just bouncing and bouncing and bouncing. And our big light pouncer does exactly what he's supposed to and takes out their Artie. And the T-64 actually gets the kill on that BMD2.
Well done, Black Company.
Yeah, one of those days.
Bombers to repel the invasion.
Again, I don't really mind it. All right, so now we find another medium, a Leopard. So I swing around. I'm still in reload. I get the kill, or I get the shot, but the swing fire gets the kill. I get the spot damage. I'm fine with that, guys. We have Type 94, Type 89-2 over here, who is superior. So I come around here, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to drive through here. Take a shot right when he comes out from this wall. take the shot, 160 points of damage. I'm in my reload now. I think that Stingray just took the shot on me. I take a shot on him. I'm reloading, so the swing fire puts out 2 toes and gets the kill. Alright, so we see the enemy tanks. Alright, so I'm at first going for this artillery. But this BMD-2 is a bigger concern for me. I can take his shots pretty much all day. I don't care. There already fires again. I come around, I'm like, I could have a line at some point on this guy. I decide to ignore that BMD-2 now. It's getting too hard to hunt down. I take the kill shot on the RD. And the swing fire with his tow missile gets the kill on the BMD-2. So if you notice, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get up in everyone's faces, right? I'm not taking really long-range shots. And the way I drive this tank is I drive forward, I stop, I shoot, and I start driving immediately. I stop, I aim in, I shoot, and I miss. So I start moving again. I back up because I see these guys. I'm not lined up perfectly here. I swing my armor back around. I don't know if I actually take that. I take the kill shot of this guy. And so now I'm going to start driving forward. I'm worried about that Stingray, that he kills our Begleitpanzer. But the Begleitpanzer has a rebuild kit, so he actually respawns. Lucky for us. I decide the Stingray is less of a concern. This T-64 has that direction pretty much locked down. So I'm going to swing around over here and take a shot at this BMD-1. The Stingray I thought was not a concern. Takes a good old hit on me. Knocks out my tread, which could have been a problem. But the T-64 gets the BMD-1. That's a Stingray that I thought was not a problem. I'm aiming in. I take the shot. He shoots me. And the Begleitpanzer gets the kill.
You have saved us all from certain disaster.
I tell the team good work because that was a pretty good mission. So, I forgot to screenshot the details of the match for you guys, but with my bonus and everything else, I actually made 10,000 experience, and it was, I believe, it was a blue star as well. I actually blue starred in that match. What I was doing, I was getting in their faces, I was taking damage. I wasn't taking that much damage, but I was taking bounces. I was taking their fire. I'm sitting there, I'm a heavy tank, I'm going, hey, listen, you can't hit me. Actually, I might have in here. It hasn't been that long since I played it. Yeah, there it is. Right there. Blue star, support fire, shooter, target. Alright? I did not have the most damage. That goes to the Begleitpanzer. I was second in damage. I was highest in spots. I was higher in spots than the swing fire. I had 20 assists and 6 kills. 20 assists, guys. Alright? 20. I don't care if I get the kill in my M60. I care that I'm soaking up their fire, I'm taking the damage, and I'm freeing up our ERC, our Begleitpanzer, our swing fire to do what they do best, which is kill things. Well, the swing fire doesn't really, but anyways, we won't talk about the swing fire. Our T-64, he did more damage than the swing fire, 400, which considering that he has a tank gun and the swing fire has 2 tow missiles that take forever to reload and are hard to aim, really hard to aim, that's impressive. That's really impressive that he managed to actually get only 400 points higher. He should have been up somewhere over here. He should have been above the swing fire. But I didn't really watch what he was doing. I didn't see much from that match. He saved my butt once, so I can't complain too much. Alright guys, that has been the M60A3 in PvP. I hope you've found this episode useful and or enjoyed it. I know I'm not the most high energy player in the world, but yeah, I do what I can. So let me show you what we have here. These are all of the tanks in my garage. So any of the ones that you guys want to see information on how I play them in PvE, I will happily do it. I am not a PvP player. I haven't actually really played PvP in this game much at all. I prefer cooperating with players, and World of Tanks still left a sour taste in my mouth when it comes to PvP. I will jump in eventually. I just haven't really wanted to yet. When I find a good platoon to work with, when I'm in a clan, I will happily get into PvP. Alright guys, thank you so much. This has been Mr. Kassarian. If you found this episode useful, let me know. Throw me a like, throw me a comment. Just let me know. It takes you 2 seconds to click the like button, unless you're on mobile, in which case it takes you longer. I feel your pain. I watch most of my videos on mobile too. But it honestly really helps me out. The more activity there is on a video, the more people will see it, the higher you come in the search results. So, like, comment, share, let me know. If you didn't like this episode, let me know why. Let me know what I can improve. Do you guys like seeing the history, hearing the history facts? Because I like doing them. I'm a huge military history buff. I love armored history. Actually, I love military history. Armored, aircraft, ships, guns, you name it. I like it. We'll just let this go into cinematic mode. I like the M60 enough for cinematic mode. Anyways, this has been Mr. Kassarian. Thank you for watching. Good hunting.